Now I don't touch it. They'll turn it off now. Yes, beautiful. Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I thank you for being here, and I am so grateful to be here with you. So thank you. Thank you for the love and the joy and for who you are, for being here and just bringing your sweetness to this room, to this space, to this time. Yes, you hear me. Wonderful. Can you hear me in the back as well? If not, I can speak a little bit louder, so, but it sounds like we're good. So this is our meditation time, and so what I will ask you to do is just get yourself comfortable, and perhaps your feet on the ground and preferably uncrossed legs, just so that the flow of the energy can move through you easier. And if you will, just keep your back straight and feel supported by the chair and by this amazing, beautiful earth. And just allow your breath to carry you inward. And you might want to take a nice deep breath and just maybe hold it for the count of 1 or 2 and then let it go completely. So breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in. And when you're ready, breathing out. And just becoming centered into this present moment. The only moment is now. Just continuing to follow your breath and become centered. Good. And so what I know is that there is only one life and one presence. And it is right here, right now, in this moment. And if you will, just allow yourself to drop down into your heart, away from that thinking mind, about 18 inches from your head to your heart. And allow your heart to open just a little bit, very gently. For in the heart is where the wisdom is. It is where source is. And you can call that by many names, God or Spirit or Allah, whatever is comfortable for you. Just recognizing that source within your heart of hearts. There's nowhere to go, and there's nowhere to be. Just here, right now, in this precious, sacred moment, where all of life happens. in this stillness, in this now moment, everything that is needed or wanted is available. Simply allowing the presence to be aware, to be open. And just letting go of whatever it was that brought you here this morning, through the car or the bike ride, or walking in, however it is that you got here. Giving thanks for it and becoming present to this moment. And in the silence, allow the stillness simply breathing. And just notice if there is any tension anywhere in your body. And if so, just breathe into that space with compassion and love. And let it soften. And if you're willing, allow it to be released. Give it to God. And during this time, if any thoughts pop up, just let them drift off like on a cloud. And center back in. Just notice them and let them go. Simply connecting with Spirit within your heart. Allowing it to express through and as you, feeling its guidance and its love and its wisdom. Allow it to permeate your entire being. The love of God, the love of Spirit, simply being still and allowing. Allowing this presence to open even wider and greater, allowing it, letting go of the human sense of things, being still and knowing that I am. and giving thanks for that which has been revealed, for the moment of silence, for that deep connection in this present moment. Gently and slowly wiggle your toes and your fingers. And if it's comfortable for you to begin to open your eyes, staying connected to that source, that God source within. And greet Spirit in this moment, in this space, anew. Namaste. Thank you.
Power of now is always present, nowhere to be than where you are. The power of now flows oh so gracefully. The power of now is always perfect, nothing to be than who you are. The power of now flows oh so easily. Be willing to let go of everything you think you need to know. Oh, be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to control. For everything goes away. Let everything wash away. The power of now. The power of now is ever flowing, connecting the soul to the one. The power of now unfolds so peacefully. Be willing to let go
Sometimes I don't feel at home, like Exodus in my own soul, and I wanna return, and I wanna return. Coming in again, time to break bread. Got a couple heavy things weighing down on my head. Feeling like a child being lost in the crowd. Just can't understand how things are going down. Kinda confused in the way that we're living. We are always taking, we forgot about giving. Missing how we used to talk about soul. Clouds coming in, we better get back home. Don't wanna complicate, just wanna shake hands. Taste fruit and return to the promised land. Where we once laughed, kept our hearts clean. No more enemies, we were on the same team. Yeah, sometimes I don't feel at home, like Exodus in my own soul, and I wanna return, and I wanna return. Sometimes I don't feel at home, like Exodus in my own soul, and I wanna return, and I wanna return. Can you love it unconditional, my friend? Spread it out from beginning to the end. Spread it out across all the 4 seasons. Forgive all your sins and you can love without reason. I've been thinking about it, what does it all mean? To have a simple heart, to keep both my hands clean. Wandering the village, I've been wandering the land. Following the song in hopes to overstand, my man. You need to reach out your hand to forgive both ways like the sweet sun rays. Plant a couple trees for the ones we'll never see. It's beyond you and me, beyond what we see. I'm waiting, waiting on the fable, waiting on the song. I'll be waiting on the angel, waiting for the bliss to come kiss both lids upon my eyes, waiting for the righteous to rise. Pray. Sometimes I don't feel at home, like Exodus in my own soul, and I wanna return, and I wanna return. Sometimes I don't feel at home, like Exodus in my own soul, and I wanna return, and I wanna return.
This is an invitation to all my people. No matter who you are, what you done, or when you came from. Everyone is different, but everyone is equal. We got the same heart, we all play a part. It's simple, and everything you do happens to cause a ripple. And everything you say can create something beautiful. Don't be afraid, go ahead and sing your song. Open up your heart, you can't do it wrong, because you are already more than enough. 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 Nobody is watching you, so go and be yourself. Even if they're watching you, then go and be yourself. Nobody is watching you, so go and be yourself. Be yourself and no one else. Be yourself and no one else. Say, nobody is watching you, so go and be yourself. Even if they're watching you, then go and be yourself. Yeah, nobody is watching you, so go and be yourself. Be yourself and no one else. Be yourself and no one else, because you are already more than enough. 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 You're 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 more than enough.
Good morning, everybody. Ooh. Let's see if we can get all this evened out. Let's try that one more time. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. There we go. A little crowd participation going on here. We're going to start up our service today. It's a special Sunday. We have a guest speaker, a candidator. But for now, let's start with our song of the month, All the Good by Jana Starfield. Oops. Start it over. No, don't start the video yet. Don't start the video.
I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do. No puedo hacer all the good, todo lo bueno that the world, que el mundo necesita. But the world, todo el mundo necesita, needs all the good, todo lo bueno that I can do. Que puedo hacer. I cannot do. Je ne peux pas faire all the good, tout le bien that the world, tout le monde needs, a besoin. But the world, tout le monde a besoin needs all the good, de tout le bien that I can do, que je peux lui faire. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. One mind ng mundo say guide dan mo ng dunay banghin. I cannot do Lagdar amalu all the good cool that the world al-alam needs, mutaj but the world lakin al-alam needs את כל הטוב שהעולם צריך, אבל העולם צריך הטוב שאני עושה. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. I cannot do.
All right. Good morning, CSLB. Good morning. Hey, take a look around you and say good morning to all your neighbors. We have lots of people who have... Well, I have lots of people here this morning who haven't been here in a while, so we're going to say good morning to everybody. If you are here for the first time, there are some blue packets in the back if you want to know more about us and what CSLB is all about. Feel free to help yourself to one of those blue packets in the back. If you're here for the first time online, feel free to type in your name, let us know where you're watching from, and that you're here for the first time online. Let's start off our morning by affirming our vision statement together with all the enthusiasm we have in the room this morning. CSLB is an inclusive and transformative community of spiritual practice. Yes, we are. And now I'm going to invite up our licensed spiritual practitioner for this morning. Oh, there she is. Thought you disappeared.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Evonne, and I'm on the board, but I'm also a practitioner here. And if you'll just make sure you take a moment now and silence your phones if that's not done, okay? And the other practitioners, Adrian, Neil, myself, and maybe Reverend Catherine, will be over here on the left side over here for a moment of prayer if you need that. So we don't want you to leave here with anything, burdening on your mind. So just know that. And now please allow the music to take you into silence, followed by the morning invocation.
Coming from the storm to a place where time stands still, the Spirit is reborn. Come into the quiet, take your place among the stars. Come into this place, come as you are. You don't need directions to find this place in time. Just head on down the road that's laid before you. Ooh, circle back around your heart and you'll find peace of mind. Trust that place inside that's calling you home. Come into the quiet, wrap your heart around all the love that's here for you, waiting to be found. Come into this holy place and whisper to the stars. Come into this place, come as you are. You don't need directions to find this place in time. Just head on down the road that's laid before you. Ooh, circle back around your heart, you'll find peace of Trust that place inside that's calling you home. Come into the quiet. Let the silence say all the things you'd like to hear each and every day. Come into the quiet. You can listen to the stars. Come into this place. Come into this place. Come into this place. Come as you are. Come into this
Come into this place. Come into this place and knowing that this is God's home, this is our sanctuary, it's our spiritual home. And we know that God is everywhere, but God is really with us right now in this holy place. And we're here to open our hearts and open our consciousness, our awareness of what's happening today. This is a day that we are going to hear a candidate for possibly our senior minister. So open your heart and open your consciousness wise. Be aware of all the things that are happening today. Listen to the music. Listen to the words. Listen to the message. This present moment. Because this is all we have is this moment. And I know that as we listen to the message, we will listen from our heart. And so it is.
Good morning. Hey, everybody. Okay, good. I have my announcements on a sheet, so I will just read from that. You are invited to join the HUG team. HUG means host, usher, and greeter. A sign-up sheet is in the information station over there. And you get to pick up which Sunday each month you would wish to serve. We need 2 people each Sunday. It's a fun way to get to know new folks and to serve CSLB. We have a lot of other volunteer positions. I have a lot, including kitchen angels, event team, and there's even a position on the board of trustees. It takes a village to help our community be the best it can be. So if you're interested in being a volunteer, talk to Evonne today. She's really good at helping people plug into our community. So hopefully this morning, okay, let me back up. Hopefully this morning you received an evaluation form. Some of you did, some of you didn't. We're running off more. There's one evaluation form stapled together for the morning session and another evaluation form stapled together for the afternoon session. And we were giving out clipboards. Some of you may have a clipboard and not an evaluation form, but even if you're here with somebody else in your family, we want each person to fill out their own evaluation form, okay? And Marcia's running off more for us. Do you have them, Marcia? The forms? Okay, well, can we hand them out? I just have 2 left in the back. Okay, I need one. I know. Anybody else needs a form? Every person should have one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I only have 1 left. 12. We need 12 more. It can also be filled out between the service and the workshop. Okay. Okay, so that's important that we get your feedback because the selection committee will use that as a guide. Okay, there's another form for the afternoon session. We'll give that to you. Okay, after we finish here, there's a catered lunch in the in Carter Hall provided by your Ministry of Prayer Committee team. And then after that, there's going to be a workshop by Reverend Catherine, and it's called Tapping into the Oversoul, Reflections of Ralph Waldo Emerson. Okay, and we'll start that about 11:45, as close to that as we can, okay? And again, you'll have a feedback. And then next Sunday, on July 30th, the nearly Reverend Neil, where is he? Will be hosting our month's Ask the Minister. So if you're new to our community or just want to stump him, bring your questions and try to hang out for an always enlightening conversation. The other thing is there's 2 days left still to order our rainbow t-shirts. They cost $30, but it ends up costing $43 because you have to pay for shipping and handling. But they're very pretty, and we'll have them. So speaking of t-shirts, that reminds me. In 2 weeks, on Thursday, August 3rd, there's 2 things happening. In the morning, there's a Science of Mind discussion group. That's at my house. It's led by Evonne and Sandy. They'll be leading the discussion. That's free. It's open to everybody. And what we'll do at the August 3rd meeting is discuss the July Science of Mind magazine. Okay? And hopefully you'll all come. That would be great. The other thing on August 3rd is a concert in the park over in Banning. And Lynette Espinosa, well, now it's McCoy, it's Therese now, has been leading those concerts for over 25 years. She's in charge of the concerts. And each Thursday night, she invites 1 or 2 community organizations to come and be as ushers. She calls us ushers, but what we are is money collectors. First, we sell tickets as soon as we get there at about 6:15. The concert starts at 7:30. We walk around and we ask everybody if they want to buy a 50-50 tickets. Thank you. And we sell tickets. Then at halftime, all that money is handed in after we collect it. Then at halftime, we go back around with our little buckets and we collect donations for them. And we are the leaders in donation collections, and I don't want to lose our reputation. So I need lots of volunteers. Okay, so what we've done in the past, since community outreach is important, those of us who have our old gray shirts, wear them. If you've got the newer blue shirts, wear them. If you have a shirt and you're not wearing it, lend it to me, and I'll lend it to somebody so they know that we're from the Center for Spiritual Living in Beaumont, okay? Basically, there's 8 sections that need to be covered. And ideally, you'd put 2 people on each section so that, you're not alone, and one person carries the money and one person has the tickets. So we need a lot of volunteers. She only has 3 volunteers besides us. And we have Evonne and Jack, me, Debbie, Brianna, and Derwood. So we have 6 right now, and I need, at least 9 or 10 more, okay? So it doesn't have to be a member of the center. It can be your neighbor, your friend, Betty Ann with your kid. Kids get a good, they'll collect money, just smile. So anybody who's willing to come and smile, we want you. Okie dokie, that's me. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So the concert on August 3rd is, they're all tribute concerts. So it's a tribute to Joe Crocker, and the band is called Mad Dogs and Englishmen. Okay. So let me know. We need lots. I'll ask again next Sunday. Okay. Bye.
In the garden of God's dreams, red and yellow, black and white, shining like a rainbow in God's light, light that knows no borderlines. There's beauty everywhere it shines. Us all. Oh, I believe we are all one spirit that's when I remember how to live. Let there be a celebration of all the colors of creation. Come, bless us all. Oh, I believe we are all one spirit on this spinning ball. God bless us all. God bless us all. Oh, I believe we are all one spirit on this spinning ball. God bless us all. We are all seeds living in the garden of God's dreams.
Woohoo!
Well, I think we should introduce you first.
Sorry.
But you pointed the finger. Tell him.
I was all into the song. All right, so I'm here to introduce our guest speaker this morning. Reverend Catherine Bliss is a licensed and ordained religious science minister. She has been and continues to be an active and supportive member of Science of Mind for more than 30 years. She is a founding member of CSL Columbus, Ohio, and CSL Southern Nevada. She draws from her love of Science of Mind, Spirit, and her experience as a corporate business analyst. She began serving CSL Dayton in 2019 and became the spiritual director and senior minister just as the pandemic started.
Yeah.
That must have been fun. Reverend Catherine is someone you can count on even when times are challenging and uncertain. She believes we are all being called to transform our seeming limitations and to heal our sense of separation from the truth, which is Spirit God. Reverend Catherine enjoys bike riding, walks on the beach, watching the sunrise and set, and nature hikes. One of her most important spiritual practices, other than meditation, is forgiveness. She says forgiveness has set her free, free to love, free to live life with joy and much happiness. So let's give a big, warm CSLB welcome to Reverend Catherine.
Oh, thank you for that. Okay, I'm just going to sort of move that a little bit out of the way. Well, it is really good to be here. Thank you for having me. It is good to be in my birth state, right here in Riverside, California. It's good to see the palm trees and the blue skies, but it is a little bit warm. Now in Ohio, which is where I'm from, it's a little bit humid, but it is definitely not as warm, and it's very luscious green. So it's good to be here. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you to the board, and thank you to the leaders in the Practitioner Corps. We had a meet and greet, which was fabulous, and they fed me, and we had a chance to get to know each other a little bit. So thank you very much. So my talk title this morning is This Precious Moment. And I know you all know all there is to know about that, right? Because if you're in this precious moment, it all unfolds wonderfully and magically, because everything that we need right now and in this present moment, it's here. We're here. Spirit's here. God's here. As a matter of fact, it is the only moment that there is. This precious moment affords us the opportunity to commune with the divine. There is no other time to commune with the divine other than right now. It is a state of being awake and aware and present to this moment, So take a breath. This moment. Yes. In this state of mindfulness, thoughts, words, and actions are intentional. And this is from Rumi, which I really love. I love this. And maybe you'll consider your neighbor that's sitting right next to you. Have you ever gotten breathless before a beautiful face? For I see you there, my dear. There is a wonderful problem waiting for you. How to keep from fainting when we see each other.
Can I interrupt you for a second? I'm sorry, someone's cell phone was going off.
I hear music.
Someone's cell phone.
So in this precious moment, we have a little extra music going on.
Sounds like bells.
Oh, well, maybe it is bells. Maybe there's another center or church close by that's having some background music for us. So we're always in a state of action in our lives, an act of breathing, processing, sleeping, eating, yet we're not always mindful of interacting with our actions. Spiritual living and loving doesn't just happen on Sunday mornings. Spiritual living is a way that happens every moment of every day. Would you agree? Yes. It is applying spiritual tools and principles to every area of our lives on a regular and consistent basis. And when we do so, life flows easier. Choices are clearer, and seeming miracles are every day, every moment occurrences. Awareness and appreciation happen in this precious moment. They happen right now. So we live our life from right now, right where we're sitting with our feet right here on the ground. Everything that we need is provided in this moment. Now, if we project out into the future, we might get a little anxious. Or if we look back here in the past, which doesn't even exist anymore, that is not being in the present moment. And we may not have everything we need when we're here or there. But when we're right here, it is all provided. In fact, everything happens in the now, for there is no other moment. There is a practice and an art of bringing our attention to this immediate experience and bringing it together. By being in the present, we are transformed by coming into alignment with life, capital L, life. The universe conspires for our greatest and highest good. Life happens for us, not to us. Life is not a series of random events. It is a highly intelligent unfolding, giving us whatever is most supportive of the evolution of our consciousness. And I believe I have my first quote that's going to pop up here. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, there it is. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, said this: "Here and now, we are surrounded by and immersed in an infinite good. How much of this infinite good is ours? All of it. And how much of it may we have to use? As much as we can embody." It's a powerful, powerful statement, here and now. When each day is the same as the next, it becomes stagnant. It's because we fail to recognize the good things that are happening in our lives moment to moment. Every moment we take and give a breath, and every day the sun rises and sets. Too often we may take for granted and move through it on autopilot, or sleepwalking our way through it, and life may just pass us by. When we aren't present to our lives, we're missing out on life, capital L, life itself. Eckhart Tolle says, "It is not uncommon for people to spend their whole life waiting to start living. The question is, waiting for what? We have already been given the kingdom. Yes? It's already here. It's already right now, the kingdom. Right now, in this very precious moment. Mindfulness brings us to the only moment there ever was, is, or will be, the eternal now. Life happens only in this moment. And I keep saying this because it's so important. Right now is all that we have. Right now, what we have is each other. Right now, what we have is to be able to look each other in the eye that you're sitting next to, or who's in front of you, or behind you, right here in the sanctuary. This is it. This is not a drill. This is it right now. These are the ones, we are the ones. And we're here to love and care and support for each other right now. So life happens right now. If we are living in the present and this precious moment, are we really living? Yes. When we are present, we come alive and we make direct contact with life. We are on the court playing full out, not just a spectator. Most of us have been conditioned by our identify ourselves as our thoughts and their accompanying feelings and sensations. We have been conditioned to resist what we are experiencing and try to make it different than what it is. There are challenges in life, but it is our mistaken identity and our resistance that manufacture them into problems that lead to struggle and suffering. When this happens, we often try to control life to fix it and to change it. But Einstein said, you cannot solve a problem from the same consciousness that it was created. You have to learn to see the world anew. And there's a lot to see anew right now. Not only in this spiritual community, but many spiritual communities throughout our country and literally throughout the world. Anew. We are a new thought movement. What we truly are is consciousness. And consciousness is always choosing, either consciously or unconsciously. We are that which is aware, that which is observing. Our observing self is the self that is always living in the present moment and watches what happens inside of us, our observer self. We have thoughts. There is something that watches those thoughts, our observer self. Using our breath, we can start looking at our thoughts rather than living from them. Observing our thoughts rather than living from them. The breath is a great tool to become aware of our observing self. Focusing on our breath shifts our attention from automatic patterns. For example, our observing self may notice a little thought like, I'm a loser. With the awareness of this thought, it can be modified to, I am having a thought that I am a loser. You hear the difference in that? Our observer self anchors us in the present moment, focusing our attention inward and quieting our mind. When a thought comes up, without judgment, simply allow it to pass without getting lost or attached in the story that often goes along with the thought. Our observer self will not judge the thoughts. Our observer self will not judge the thoughts. Only the ego does this by justifying itself with the story about the thought. Practicing this type of mindfulness helps us to learn to be the witness to our thoughts and reactions, and thereby diffusing the power of the thought that may have been focusing on a negative situation or problem. Our ego loves to make stories, and we need our ego. Bless the ego. But sometimes it can make up some doozies. So we need to watch those thoughts and not be attached to them. They may say this or that, but that doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean the story about all of that. We can let that go and just notice the thought. I think that we all know that what we habitually think about, we tend to bring about in our lives. This is good news. This happens whether the habitual thoughts are positive or negative, and in the moment, we can choose a new thought, if we choose to. For we are a new thought movement. We are open at the top. We are ever expanding. We are ever opening to the glory of God, to the truth, to our nature, to that which we are. And we're not anything else. We're created by God, so we are, I like to say, godlings. There's only one God, and we are its creation. And we all know that if you plant a tomato seed, what are you going to get? Tomatoes. So God created itself in and through and as us, so we must be godlings. So rather than using our minds to control capital L life, we can use them to become curious about life. This creates spaciousness and opens us to a greater possibility, to many possibilities. And things that we have thought that were perhaps impossible suddenly become possible in this moment, in this now moment, right here. Curiosity is very simple, a desire to know more about things. So I ask you to take a moment this week and reflect on how you're engaged the world. And in the last week, I wonder how many of these statements may be true for you in this last week. Just consider. I got so absorbed in beauty before me that I lost all track of time. I talked to someone who gave me a new idea or changed my mind about something. Yeah. I took the initiative to learn more about and participate in one or more of my interests. Yeah. Beautiful. I explored a completely new idea or topic just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it. This is being in the moment. in awe and in wonder, in curiosity, being in the question, not having to give an answer right now. It's not an exam, it's not a test. Regardless if I'm being evaluated or not, I'm right here, right now. For I recognize the truth of my being and the truth of all being everywhere and within each and every one of us. Godlings, love and joy and harmony and peace and happiness, connection, seeing God in each other's eyes, knowing that we love one another no matter where we are. I've been at many centers for spiritual living, Colorado, Nevada, California, just many. And one of the wonderful things is, as soon as I walk in, I'm home. It doesn't matter which CSL. When I walk in, I am home. When I walk in, I look into the eyes of whoever I'm looking in the eyes, and I know that love is there. I can give love. I can receive love. As a matter of fact, almost said fart. Oh well, you put that on your little sheet. Go ahead. I don't mind. We see one another. We know the truth about one another. And we hold a space for each other's hearts to be expressed, to be open, to grow and to learn. There's no judgment. Not here. Not in CSL, as far as I can tell, anywhere. Now, church is kind of interesting right now, isn't it? There's many young folks that are really not too interested in church. And the wonderful thing about CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living, is that we are a new thought movement. We get to choose, we get to say, we get to experiment. We get to try something different and new. That doesn't mean we throw everything out. That's not what I'm saying. And growth happens with change. And sometimes walking down the same old path, it's a beautiful path, but it's real easy to get back into that track. It's sort of like a cow path, at least that's the way it is a little bit in the East. Same path, and they walk it over and over and over and over. And it's safe and it's comfy and they know where they're at all the time.
Just be careful where you're stepping at.
There are the cow patties. Yes. So wondering is sometimes being willing to step off the path. And stepping off the path sometimes can be uncomfortable because it's different and it's new. And we human beings, we get set in our ways. I do, we all do. But as religious scientists, as metaphysicians that we are, we can step off that path and begin a new one, a new way. And perhaps it's, I see this beautiful rose garden out here. Perhaps it's something that pulls us off because it's so amazing and beautiful, we have to step off the path to go there. We have to do it. We're called to it. We're curious. We want to know more about that. And then we tend to look a little bit more for things like that and the possibilities that could unfold. It's pretty amazing. So wonder leads to connection. I'll bet you all have seen this Twizzler commercial. There's a man, he's sitting on the beach all by himself, right there at the shore. And he's kind of looking around a little bit. And then to himself he says, well, why can't I wear white after Labor Day? I think of that frequently. It's like, huh. And that's wondering. That's being curious. Well, here in California, you can probably wear white anytime. But why can't I wear white after Labor Day? Who said? What are they going to do? The freedom and the joy we wish to experience comes from connecting with life. Being present to curiosity is key to that connection. Charlotte Joko Beck, a Zen teacher, said, "Joy is exactly what's happening, minus our opinion of it." Curiosity is about embracing the now and observing what is, without judgment. Just noticing it, being present to it. It enables us to be present with what we are experiencing before we think about it, before making up stories about it, before identifying with it. Our focused attention enables us to rediscover our natural inquisitiveness. The opportunity is to turn towards our present experiences and challenges and be curious about them rather than try to distract ourselves from them or to change them. This allows us to access a deeper knowing by looking directly at what is happening in this now moment. What is happening in this now moment? Bless you. So I see smiles in this now moment, right now, in this breath, and the next breath. Can you feel that presence right now? And the capital P presence, Spirit, God, love, joy, right now. Mary O'Malley, author of What is in the Way is the Way, calls this noticing. She puts together the words knowing and noticing. This creates further spaciousness to move through our experiences and or our challenges. It allows us to relate to our experiences rather than relating from our experiences. When we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. We are powerful, powerful beings. We are consciousness. And consciousness chooses right now. Powerful. Becoming curious about life transforms our experience of it. And when we stop trying to fix life instead of becoming present to our experiences, we come into alignment with it. This happens in the now. Yes, this present moment. We cannot truly live from the past or into the future. We may remember it or project to it, but now is where we are truly living. We can't live there or there. We must live here. We may think we're living here or there, or we may have some unfinished business from the past that needs cleaned up. I call that forgiveness work. And thank God for forgiveness work. Or we may be trying to live into the future, the what ifs. What will I need then? You know, here it is, moving around. I'm thinking, well, let's see, what, an apartment, a house, what, but I can't live there. I can wonder about it. I can do what I can do about it in the moment, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time around that, because then I would miss the beautiful rose garden or your beautiful faces and your smiles and, oh, look at those beautiful eyes. This is God. Right here, right now. Right now. So we don't need to project it or remember it, but right now is where we're truly living. The author Eckhart Tolle says, as soon as you honor the present moment, all happiness, He says, as soon as you honor this present moment, all unhappiness and struggle dissolve, and life begins to flow with joy and ease. When you act out the present moment awareness, whatever you do becomes imbued with a sense of quality, care, and love, even the most simple action. So we are surrounded by and immersed in awe-inspiring beauty, wholeness, and perfection. We can't be anything else than we are right now. This is it. This is it. This is the moment. We are whole, perfect, and complete right now. And there might be some yes buts. That's all right. Just let them float on by. It's a typical conditioning that says, well, I'm not like Sue or Mary or whatever. It's just conditioning. Right here, right now. We are all whole, perfect, and complete. Period. Got it. Thank you. The universe is abundant and resplendent. I love that word, resplendent. There are no limits to the magnificence of Spirit. Spirit created each and every one of us from its own magnificence. So we're magnificent. Doesn't that feel good? I think it feels wonderful. Yes. Each person, each flower, each stone, each animal, each drop of water is a necessary and glorious part of the whole that is the divine. The divine needs each and every one of us to express its magnificence, to give its life expression. You wouldn't think that Spirit needs us, but in fact, it does. To more fully express itself, it does so through its creation. And it gives its creation the freedom to express as it will. And we are conscious, and we have choice. And if the choice isn't the best choice, we can even re-choose. We can re-choose and make another choice. The kingdom is at hand right now, and only in this precious moment. The kingdom is at hand right now. Doesn't that just mean your heart want to break open? Everything, the kingdom. We are godlings right now in this precious moment. And I have another quote coming up here on the screen. Saint Mother Teresa said, "Be happy in this moment. That's enough. Each moment is all we need, not more." It's fabulous. Everything that we need right now, in this moment. Nothing more. Now, in another moment, you'll be eating or going to the zoo. I don't know. I don't know what you'll be doing. But in that moment, you'll be fully present to that moment, that precious moment. This is where we get to practice the precious moment and then take it forward moment by moment. We are magnificent. We're created from magnificence. So we don't need anything more than this moment. During the pandemic, a family Zoomed together for a game of Pictionary. 5 households represented in the little squares on their computer screens. We've all seen those. When it was time for their 4-year-old daughter, Jessica, to draw, she took a blue crayon and began vigorously drawing circles and straight and squiggly lines. And after a couple of minutes of the folks shouting and trying to guess at what she was making, there was snakes, seesaws, Legos. They outright asked, "Okay, Jess, what is it?" Without lifting the crayon from the page, she said, "I don't have a clue." They interrupted into laughter. It was priceless. A little child shall lead them. Jessica was in the moment, not caring what the picture was, not competing to be the best at the game. It was a Zen moment. I don't have a clue. I'm just here right now, a crayon, a piece of paper, with my family. It's a beautiful story. A little child, yes, a little child in their innocence, just being fully present to the moment. Just being with her family and doing what the family's doing, drawing pictures or she's just being with it. Father Thomas Keaton wrote, "We are totally present now with the whole of our being in complete openness, in deep prayer. The past and the future, time itself, are forgotten. We are here in the presence of the ultimate mystery, like the air we breathe. This divine presence is all around us and within us, distinct from us, but never separate from us. We may sense this presence drawing from within, as if touching our spirit and embracing it, or carrying us beyond ourselves into pure awareness." Uh-oh, somebody just give me the time signal. Often in my meditation practice, I listen to ocean sounds on my Alexa device. And many times I have found myself on the seashore, waves rising and crashing on the breakers, and I watch the mighty waves throw themselves upon the rocks, and I feel myself become one of the drops, flying through the air so free and wildly unique, knowing that I will return to that ocean, to that sea, knowing that I am connected to something even greater. But I have a wild fling for a moment. I turn into that drop and I fly through the air in total abandonment, freedom, because I know that my source, that source that is within me, that I'll always be connected. My freedom and joy is knowing that I will never be separated and that I will once again return to the glorious sea. Sing praises to the Lord. with trumpets and the sound of the horn, make a joyful noise. Let the sea roar and all that fills it. Let the world and those who live in it. Let the floods clap their hands. Let the hills sing together for joy at the presence of the Lord. Psalms 98, verse 4 through 9. So there may be an area of your life where you're experiencing some challenges or wanting things to be different than they currently are. So my invitation is, I'm going to speak quickly now because I've been given the time signal. Sorry. The invitation is to disrupt trying to fix anything, to be right here, right now, and live fully and completely in this moment. Be your observer self and do a scan of your thoughts, your emotions, and your body, and simply notice what is in this present moment without judgment or trying to change it. Simply notice and bring your awareness to your experience. Notice what has your attention, and again, just notice it. Be the observer, be the witness. Be still and know. Be still and know. And if you would now, just gently close your eyes as we take this into a prayerful moment. And just taking in a nice deep breath and letting it go. I recognize that there is only one presence, one power, one love, one joy, one life. And it is forever expressing itself and giving of itself to its creation, always. For it gives to its beloved creation all that is necessary. It is given as the kingdom right here and right now. I know that this presence is at the very core of my being. It is that which created me. It is that which gives me this precious eternal life. And so as I know that this presence is within me and it is all that I am, I know that it is true for everyone in this sanctuary, everyone that may be with us online. Welcome. I know that this spirit of good, of love, of joy, of harmony is within each of us. I see it, I feel it, I know it. And I am so grateful for this truth. In this precious moment, life is full. It is filled with color and beauty and harmony and peace. In this precious moment, I have a new thought. And it carries me forward. And here and now, I live fully and completely in the truth of my being. And as I know this is true for me, I know that it is true for everyone here in this sanctuary online, and truly in all 8 billion people of this planet. God is. I am. We are. And for this, I am so grateful for this truth, for this knowing, for this gift of life, for this precious moment. And so I simply release this prayer now into that creative medium that we often call the law, which must put into fruition exactly what has been put into it. With the feeling tone of love and of joy, of harmony, it must create my word. And so I am grateful. And I simply release this word now and I let it be because it is already done. In the mind of God, it is complete. And please join me in saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you.
come. Thy will be done. Thy kingdom come through me. Thy will be done. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done through me. On earth as it is in heaven, forever. Amen. On earth as it is in heaven, thy will be through me. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Thy kingdom come through me, through me. Thy will be done. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done through me. On earth as it is in heaven, forever. Amen. On earth as it is in heaven, thy will be through me, through me. Let your light shine through me in places where it's hard to see, where love is dim and hearts and eyes are blind. Oh God, let me shine. Let your light shine through me in places where it's hard to see, where love is dim and hearts and eyes are blind. Oh God, let me shine. Where love is dim and hearts and eyes are blind. Oh God, let me shine. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Thy kingdom come through me.
That's a beautiful new song. Hey, this is a time in our service where we get to express the gratitude for all of you who support this spiritual community and our work in the world and the way that we show up and all the light that we bring to the world. If you are online or on your phone, you can go to cslbeaumont.org and to financially support us. And if you aren't yet supporting your spiritual community, we invite you to do so. If you're like me and you're permanently attached to your cell phone, there is a text to give number. You just text the word give to 951-420-6909. And we are eternally grateful for all of the financial and volunteer support that we receive. So as our ushers come forward, we're going to repeat our abundance affirmation with great love and enthusiasm. I give and receive freely and generously with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed. And so it is.
Thank you, God, for everything. 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 Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Being a little introverted this morning or just want to feel the love, you're welcome to sit right where you are and we will surround you with love. I wanted to mention, if you are online, we will also be posting evaluation links in the chat, so you're welcome to give our feedback this morning. And I hope that you all join us afterwards for the amazing workshop that we're going to have. We're going to finish out our service this morning with singing our song Stands, and then we will close with our benediction.
Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love, let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand. I'm gonna stand up for joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world
Place your hand over your heart and repeat after me. There's this thing called love. Love is in my mind.
Love is in my mind. Love is in my body.
Love is in all my affairs. I accept it and I give it away. Just the way that it shows up And just the way that it's needed. Thank you, life. Thank you, love. And so it is. Adrian, if you have your evaluation, you can give it to Bill or me or a member of the board, and we'll make sure that it gets collected, please. There is lunch in Carter Hall. And come back for our workshop.